Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan ra sepi da ka singam beats aqua na molai moro hakajing dap sans nem jongka. Rengkat ka 3 Olives Restaurant M Crown Hotel Kendai Lat Shillong bat ka Orange Nissan Lom So Po Shillong. One ban thiet ya ka kali Datsun Ready Go bathamai ka bas kem bat bidor.
UMLA Kaseng Congress na Mausan Ram Constituency uba Himalaya Muktan Sangpeliang ulawan ra ya kamat ya keren hapo yeng dorbar thawan ke jela ban ya keren halor ke jingklat jongki long keme armet bat ki khulung ki badang kha kabalapoy hadu palat khandai spa ngut tang hapo ki saw benai kata nadu yayong hadu unaitung hauniu snem arajar arpo uba Sangpeliang ula ai jingkhen baki don hadu hendru puwengun ki long keme armet ki bala khlat no hakini ki saw benai bat palat pras pa ngut ki khulung ki badang sukha ki la khlat ula kenno bakadau ke jing khlat jongki kadai namar ke jing bembiang ye ki jaka sumar ke jing bem traikam ki jaka sumar bala don lepa ke jing bembiang ki doktor bat ke weipat kadau ula ong bakadon ke jing perking yeki banyo rung haki jaka sumar namar ki kendon covid khat khandai.
Honorable Deputy Speaker sir, I am greatly shocked to learn that during the pandemic period, that is April to July 2020, there has been a sharp increase in the death of pregnant mothers and infants. This shocking revelation made by the Director of the Health Services that 61 pregnant women and 877 newborns have died in Meghalaya in the 4 months starting from April 20 due to lack of medical attention, for want of admission to hospitals, fear of being admitted to hospitals, and mainly because of the diversion of the health machinery to fight COVID-19 pandemic. So this goes to prove that the maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate in Meghalaya is increasing day by day without any efforts made by the government to intervene. Interestingly, the Commissioner and Secretary Health rather contested the statement that the data of the Director of Health Services on the strikingly high rate of infant and the maternal mortality by saying that the main cause of the mortality rate is related to socio-cultural issues, which caused a lot of resentment amongst the medical fraternity. He also stated that being a matrilineal society, women in Meghalaya face barriers in terms of making the right choices insofar as reproductive rights are concerned. But, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, the reality on the ground is that pregnant women and infants are still victims of poor medical attention, lack of institutional delivery, and poor postnatal care of mothers and their babies. It is sad to note that though we are in the 21st century, health care for pregnant mothers and the babies in our state is still a matter of serious concern. It may be also noted that due to the corona pandemic, many government programs like immunization, regular prenatal and postnatal examination scams have taken a backseat. Sir, recently during the Garo Hills tour of the Women Empowerment Committee, where I am also a member, it was reported that there are so many deficiencies in the hospitals all over the Garo Hills. In the southwest Garo Hills, the number of reported cases of infant mortality is 89 between the months of April to September 2020, and that of the pregnant mother is 4. So the committee, during its tour to the southwest Khasi Hills in Maukerawat, was informed that between the months of April to August, there has been 48 cases of infant deaths and 5 cases of maternal deaths. So examples of these 2 districts are sufficient to confirm to the total figure of 877 infant deaths and 61 maternal deaths in just 4 months all over the state. Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, the government need to immediately stop these deaths and address this sensitive issue at any cost. We cannot afford to be just mere spectators of such tragedies happening in front of our eyes. According to the DHS, most of the women died because they were not admitted to hospitals or health centers for institutional delivery. The newborn deaths were due to the lack of medical attention, pneumonia, birth asphyxia, and prenatal and postnatal care. So, the state has an infant mortality rate of 34 deaths per 1,000 live births, and pneumonia is the major cause of death of the babies at birth. Interestingly, Southwest Garo Hills has more cases of babies dying due to hypothermia. Therefore, while looking at the healthcare scenario in the state, there is a complete failure of the health department to provide even reasonable healthcare services to the people. A premier hospital like the Ganesh Das Hospital in the state capital also lacks infrastructures, equipments, then the intensive care units for babies, shortage of beds. Recently, during the pandemic, a pregnant woman was denied admission due to shortage of beds, resulting in the death of the baby. Many MCH hospitals constructed all over the state under the NHM are still not functional due to the lack of doctors, nurses, and equipment. These buildings are already leaking and all the glass panes are broken. It is really sad to see the way the health department is handling this matter. One mother and child health care unit has been constructed in Mawsynram since 2017. And till date, this unit has not functioned due to the non-sanctioning of the power transformer by the Department of MECL, which is merely 5 lakhs. So, the sub-centers for healthcare are all in bad shape. The buildings are old, dilapidated, and most of them are no longer fit for occupation. Most of them are located far away from the road and habitation. The PHCs and the CHCs too are getting congested. They need repairs, and most of them do not have regular water supply and power connections. So there is a shortage of doctors, nurses, and technicians in all the government hospitals. In Southwest Khasi Hills, there is no gynecologist, no pediatrician for the whole district. There is no blood bank in the whole district. How will the pregnant mothers and newborn babies be taken care of? Most of the people living along the Bangladesh border are dependent on the medical care from Bangladesh doctors. It is a matter of shame for us if our people have lost their faith in our medical care system and have to cross the border to Bangladesh for treatment, whom should we put the blame upon? There are no ambulances in many rural hospitals of the state. In the Ampati Civil Hospital, there is no pediatrician, no gynecologist, no anesthetist. One digital X-ray machine has been supplied to this hospital in Ampati. But a technician to fit the machine has failed to come till date. A TrueNat machine is yet to be set up, although supplied 1 month back. It is still unwrapped from its package. There is no ambulance for COVID-19 in Ampati. Most of the hospitals in the state have been supplied with radiant warmers for the newborn babies. But they are all out of order for months together. Sir, the Pradhan Mantri Matri Vandana Yojana, PMMVY, is a conditional cash transfer scheme for pregnant and lactating mothers of 19 years and above for the first live birth. So, many women throughout the state are ignorant about the scheme. There is no awareness about the cash incentive under the scheme. The health department is required to assist these women in opening the bank accounts in the banks with less formalities. So under the MHIS, many rural women are still without a health card. The enrollment process under MHIS should be more vigorous to facilitate the people to get the benefit under the health insurance scheme. So the other matter of concern in our society that affects the health of our young women is the teenage pregnancy. Between the month of June and September, there has been 56 cases of teenage pregnancy in Southwest Khasi Hills alone. There is a similar rise in all the other 10 districts too. Government is required to check the teenage pregnancy for the future benefit of our women in terms of their health. Therefore, in view of my submission, I strongly feel that the health department has to work harder to improve the healthcare system, particularly for the pregnant mothers and the infants of the state. The government has to save the lives of these mothers and the babies. We would not like to see any more mother or babies dying. So I appeal to the Honorable Chief Minister to bring about immediate interventions in order to achieve better ratings in the MMR and IMR. And also, I'll appreciate if the Chief Minister personally reviews and monitor the functioning of the Health Department. With these few words, I resume my seat. Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir.
May I ask whether all honorable members who sign in the short duration notice would like to participate? Yes. Okay, then I will allow Dr. Ampreen to participate first.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, at the outset, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude to Ba H.M. Shanklia for having tabled this very important call attention on this very pertinent issue of the current status of the MMR and IMR rates in the state of Meghalaya, sir. Over and above all of the important submissions made by my colleague, Hima Shampliang, I would also like to briefly submit some observations with a hope that this important agenda is attended to by the government of Meghalaya. Sir, we must place on record the efforts being put in by the various staff of the DHS all the way down to the blocks. We have to appreciate the efforts that they put in to ensure that health is addressed, the health issues are addressed in the entire length and breadth of our state. In fact, through the privilege of a House committee given to us to be members of, we have been able, sir, to collect information and data from various parts of the state, and we as a committee would definitely ensure that all of this information is firstly thrashed at the district levels, and then we take up all of these informations that we find to the attention of the DHS. So what we need to immediately do in the entire state is to ensure, number one, that your sub-centers should start functioning. Up till today, the state of Meghalaya is still very poor, sir, in its institutional delivery. We cannot rule out the fact that there are so many myths and so many beliefs, traditions, customs that also circulate reasons for individuals preferring to deliver at home. And instead of hammering the institution that is supposed to be delivering in the correct manner, I think it would be in the fitness of things if we request the Department of Health as a whole to try and find out a way to break these social customs and traditions which are prevalent in a big way in so many distant districts across the state. I cannot imagine, sir, that traditional healers are considered more relevant than medical practitioners. We have to find a consolidated way of addressing these customs, practices and beliefs. I cannot imagine that in this day and age, there are still mothers who say that we will not buy clothes for our children till they are 1 week old because it is bad luck. We have to find a way to break this myth, and we have to find a way to insist that in the 21st century, all mothers must be made responsible, that their children not only are born in the best of services, but are also reared and been given a chance to live their lives. So the other thing that was mentioned in the submissions of my colleague, H.M. Shanklyang, was the fact that even in this day and age, diarrhea is still a big cause of the rise of infant mortality rates. We need to find a way out. I am told that through the various Government of India schemes like the Janani Suraksha Yojana for safe motherhood intervention under the NRHM, the JSSK for postnatal care for children and women. These are the kinds of schemes which, if properly intervened through your ashas and other health workers in the system, social customs and beliefs will and should be addressed. Looking at all of the numbers that we had experienced and were exposed to in all of our trips across the state, sir, we have come across a very unique system in the state of Meghalaya. I don't know whether it is also popular in other states, but you have, through these various schemes, the traditional person who gets trained to actually become expert in the matters of childbirth. So we have to see that since there is this resistance from the public, especially during the pandemic, to approach an institution like a sub-center or a CHC or a PHC, these individuals should be trained properly. We have been made to understand that our nurses are also important individuals that actually assist to a great extent for the process of childbirth. I think we must, over and above training properly the skilled birth attendants, also train these nurses who remain the only link to institutional delivery in most distant places in the state of Meghalaya. Sir, I am also very concerned about the rise of teenage pregnancies in the district of Ampati. If I may be permitted to correct my colleague by H.M. Sangplyang, the 56 cases of teenage pregnancies was in the district of Ampati. But sir, this is also a phenomenon that is there in every part and in all districts of the government of Meghalaya. In fact, we have requested the various SPs that we met across in all of our tours to have some sort of a consultative program with the Department of Health officials so that they can coordinately have a proper redressal mechanism to curb teenage pregnancies that is very rampantly found across the state of Meghalaya. So one factor which needs to be addressed immediately is this unavailability of drinking water facilities in so many institutions that we went to. It is very important that our villages, especially institutions of health, in all of our districts, blocks, are connected with portable drinking water supply. I have seen that there are many Government of India schemes that are now at the disposal of the Government of Meghalaya for this intervention, and I look forward to an improvement of the statuses of potable drinking water reaching especially the health institutions, no matter how small or no matter how big. I cannot imagine that the Ampati Civil Hospital actually is still up to date, not connected with water, drinking water supply. So these are all indicators that maybe some factor should be assigned to all of these challenges that are there in all of our institutions so that we overall improve the MMR and IMR ratings in the state of Meghalaya. I request the Honorable Chief Minister particularly to have an immediate review of all of these schemes of the Government of India. Some sort of an auditing should be there so that through these different facilities that are inherent components of the implementation of the JSY, the JSSK and the other schemes, they themselves will be instruments to help the citizens of the state of Meghalaya provide not only for their pregnant mothers but especially for infants who all deserve an opportunity to a fair chance of life. And with these few submissions, sir, I thank you for having given me this opportunity to participate in this short duration discussion under Rule 50 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business of the Legislative Assembly. And I hope that all of my suggestions would find a place in all of the notes being taken on by all of the various officials who are here. And though this is a very difficult task, I'm sure we can together try and find ways and means to put this behind us and give every life in the state of Meghalaya an opportunity to the best health facility. Thank you, sir.
Niralban, please.
Thank you, sir, for allowing me to participate in a short duration discussion under Rule 50, the Rule of Procedure and Conduct of Business regarding a very important issue with regards with the IMR and MMR within the state, which is very alarming. I fully endorse to what our colleague have already mentioned, Sri M. Shangpliang and Dr. M. Ampurin Lengdo, about the alarming circumstances that has been circled around in our state about the death of an infant and a mother at the time when they deliver children. Sir, the very expectation of human beings is that to have a healthy children, to have a good family, and at the same time to prosper in life. These are basic issues surrounding each and every one of us. And it is very sad to see when a baby dies at the time of delivery, or even when a mother dies. It happened in the past, during the 60s, the 70s. I'm told by my father that he has to travel by foot to many villages to do a delivery in those villages. He has to work for 4 hours, 5 hours. But there are many cases which are unattended, and many babies dies and many mothers dies also. Now we are here in these centuries, at this modern age, and we expect that the healthcare system will be up to date. It will reach at the ground where the needy, they really need special attention from our beloved health worker. So we have civil hospital in Shillong, in district headquarter, or 100-bedded hospital. We have PHCs, CHCs, sub-centers. Few are equipped, few are not equipped till now with the machineries that has to be carried out in performing institutional delivery. These cases which has come unearthed through newspaper, these are only noticed cases. There are so many unnoticed cases which are happening at the ground. So I would like to bring through you to the Honorable Chief Minister few submissions. Number one, when we are talking about institutional delivery, when we are talking about the infant mortality rate in our state, we have to go back to the basic infrastructure that our health sector need to look into. Number one, the ASHA worker, they are the one who bridge the gap between the health system and the people at the ground. These are the warriors who went house to house to give awareness so that mothers need to go to hospital, to healthcare system, to have a prenatal care and a postnatal care. So at the same time, they face many difficulties. So the issues of ASHAs, they play a very important role to encourage mothers to go to the hospital, to the PHC sub-center to have a proper care. So the health department has to expedite, encourage. We know they have done in the past also, but more proactive step has to be taken through the ASHAs or nurses or doctor, health worker at the ground, so that our people, they will know how to take care at the time when they are encouraged to go for institutional delivery. Sir, another issue is that a state, we have less specialists, as my colleague have already mentioned, gynecologists, pediatrics, anesthesists, to perform CS section in hospital. When we visit few hospital through the assembly committee, we found that there are civil hospitals who do not perform because there are no specialists, there are no anesthesists to do the cesarean section. And there are civil hospital in district headquarters. There are very less specialists. Specialists need to be appointed more, and anesthesists also need to be appointed more, so that they can perform duty 24/7. For example, civil hospital Nongpo, for time being, it has only one anesthetist, so it can perform not 24/7, only one person, because another one has been deputed somewhere in Shillong. So this need to be looked into. They have to be posted, and more posts has to be created, so that it will, the health system at our civil hospital in different district headquarters of the state, so that they can perform CS section. Another issue, sir, the MCH hospital, we know that the government is coming up with more MCH hospital in the state. With regards with Ribhoi, we have one is under construction in Umran Yang Bernai, near Umsning. We would like the government to speed up this, the construction of MCH hospital there, so that it will be a great help and a benefit for the people of the district and in general for the state as a whole. In other districts of the state also, where the government is still planning, or the work is going on, we would like the government will expedite in a faster manner, so that this issue will be taken care of. Thank you, sir, for allowing me to raise these issues on this short duration discussion, and I hope that the Honorable Chief Minister will take note and respond to this. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable member from Molai, please comment.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir.